根据民法通则第79条规定，所有不明的埋藏物、隐藏物归国家所有。
我们都待不下去了，我看这些人都是老乡们啊，都大包小包的，或者行李都回去了，大包小包，冰箱也带回去了，我看到他呢，都说的包出来哦呢，都回去了，都回去了。还有呢。好多人都回去了。
人在廣東已經漂泊10年，有時也懷念當初一起經已改變，讓這天空將你我相連，懷念你。走了雲的天空還任性，是否他相信在乎反而容易放棄，非要最後一無所有才無所畏懼。我知道喺好多時候我一個人係冇任何理由，你同其他女仔唔一樣嘅就係你從來都唔問我中意你啲。
好的消息：一，人民币已经成为全球的通用货币，这意味着中国人出国不用再兑换外币。伊朗向美国出口石油，全程要求用人民币结算，特朗普已经急得开始跺脚。二，塞尔维亚国内的所有公路路标已经用中文做了标识。三，通过一场疫情，让全世界认识了中国。中国已经成为全世界人民最向往的一个美好国度。四，汉语成为国际通用语言，以后无论在国内在国外，请要求他们用汉语与我们进行对话。
เป็นร้อยแล้วมั้งเนี่ย 好，这可以。来，我正常办业务，为啥我让他来接我来呢？
正常不正常？
我为啥不正常？ 我为啥不正常？
那是你为啥呀？
你这说话
是不是？
你说话是不是有问题啊？
我什么有问题？
我上法制科，我上法制科。
法制科我不让你上，
你为啥不让我上？
你看推倒你让他下来。
你为啥不让我上4楼？
我就不让你上。
你为啥不让我上4楼？
我就不让你上。拿一下，弄的，打的，我哪打？你先别动，来。
哎，你说，你这样说，我在正上来，我上4楼办业务，他不让我进，为啥不让我进？我就来办业务来了。你看，我就来办业务来了，你说吧。
你办什么业务？
我上妇医科，上法制科，他就不让我上。
不让你上，
你看，就不让我上。
你要上，你让法制下来接你来，打电话吧。
我知道，我不知道电话，我正常来办业务来，我就是正常来办业务，你看咋整吧，警官？
他这能来点啥？
你就说吧，你说你咋整吧？我正常办业务来了，要身份证拿来了，我身份证拿来了，我身份证拿来，你说吧，你就说就行，正常说。你也可以录我，无所谓，我就正常来办业务来了。你这是干啥给我带走啊？我犯啥错误了吗？
这是他妈公安局，不是你家，知不知道？
别骂人，你听不听骂人了？
他这来找啥来了？
听不听骂人了吧？
在你那把手机撂。
不是，你这刚才听没听完？我已经录下来，他骂人了。
你是不是办业务？
你是对呀，
骂你。
对呀，我要办业务来了。
你是不是？你办业务，你这么的，你这样，来，你先把手机撂下，办业务。
我给他录了，他录多好看呢。
我给你办业务啊，
我来办业务来了。
你办业务，我能帮你办呢？
我是上我家办业务的。你说
你是不是正常人？你真的，你正常人到这儿办，你录着干啥用？
你好好说话，知道吗？
好好说，
我可以起诉你。
你哪哪住？你看这
个，听不听？
你说办。
New Zealand, where nearly 500,000 people have gone back to work as the government eases the national lockdown. Some aspects of daily life are getting back to normal. Hospitality businesses, including coffee shops, have reopened for takeaways. Construction and work on major infrastructure projects is also resuming. Venezuela has the largest oil reserves in the world, so it comes as a surprise to some that gasoline has been in short supply there for years.
But outside the capital, the gasoline shortage has been going on for at least 6 years. The gasoline shortages appear to be encouraging people to stay home. But medical emergencies, food distribution, and rising prices are also affected by the lack of fuel. Despite the shortage, the national oil company continues to export.
The UK's oil and gas industry and P&O ferries join a growing number of businesses asking the government for help to avoid irreparable damage.
In the number of deaths is one of the criteria that will determine when the lockdown restrictions will be eased. The Prime Minister has made it clear the lockdown restrictions won't be eased until the time is right.
Two Chinese scientists who previously worked with the CSIRO here in Australia on live bat research in a Geelong lab are being investigated by intelligence agencies as part of a probe into the origins of the coronavirus. Their Operation Batman. Chinese scientists who worked here linked to the virus outbreak in Wuhan may not be the panacea, I don't reckon, for Australia-Chinese relations this morning.
Holding China accountable. President Trump announcing his administration is conducting investigations into China and its Communist Party, saying it could have stopped the rapid spread of the coronavirus. This, as an administration official tells Fox News, China could have 50 times more coronavirus cases than it is actually claiming.
Australia is looking to call China's bluff when it comes to that rubbish which was being said by the ambassador from China here in Australia, saying, oh, we might, not send students, or we might not send goods. Well, the Trade Minister referred to this as disappointing, but most importantly here, in the back pages of this paper, was that Australia and China will now look to de-escalate tensions after trading barbs. Australia's trying to keep the dispute in perspective with China, making sure that we confront some of their wolf warrior diplomacy. Well done.
obviously it's very difficult to believe what's coming out of China in terms of these numbers. Right. I'm just going to pop up the population numbers for everybody at home so they can get a look at this. China's population, 1.4 billion. They say that they lost 4,600 people. The United States has 328 million, and we have been fully transparent about the fact that we've lost nearly 56,000 right now. Just take a look at Wuhan versus New York. Wuhan is 11 million people, 3,800 deaths. New York City, 8.4 million, 17.5 million deaths. What's going on here?
Oh, that's Chinese Communist Party BS. That's what's going on here. Here's what we do know. 26 million Americans are out of work because of this virus. Almost 56,000 Americans are dead because of this virus. It came from China. I'm not saying they intentionally did this. A combination of gross negligence plus willful deception by the Chinese government led to this. And here's my plea to my Democratic colleagues. Please don't give China a pass for this pandemic. Work with me to compel China to do 3 things that need to be done. Number 1, fully cooperate with any investigation regarding how the virus originated, U.S. and international community. Number 2, close all the wet markets that serve exotic wildlife like bats and monkeys, where a lot of this comes from. And 3, release all the Hong Kong democracy advocates that have been jailed since the virus started. We're going to put sanctions on China till they do those 3 things. And I need Democrats. Democrats have been very silent when it comes to China. Please do not give China a pass.
All right. So, we've heard a number of proposals coming out of Congress to crack down on China. Are there teeth in this? Tell me about the sanctions. So if they don't do those 3 things, or even one of those 3 things, what's going to happen to them?
That's a great question. One, we're going to seize assets of Chinese officials that are responsible for not reporting the pandemic. We're going to cut China off from U.S. financial institutions. We're going to shut down visa travel into the United States for Chinese students. We're going to close off America to China, the Chinese economy. And we're going to make it hard for them to do business in the United States until they fully cooperate, close the wet markets, and release the Hong Kong democracy advocates. There's real teeth in this bill. But the only way it will really have teeth if it's bipartisan. So to the Democratic Party, join me and President Trump and all Republicans to send a signal to China. Business as usual is over until you change your behavior.
All of our distribution platforms, over 6.5 million, 6.6 million downloads. Did the special yesterday with Dr. Ludwig, the geopolitics of the CCP's war against America. All week we're doing 1-hour specials that'll be up after the show. They've got the complete committee on the present danger, Roger Robinson, Kyle Bass, one of the top hedge fund guys around. We're talking about the economic war, the information war, Lian Chan Han. We got a whole raft every day. Today we're going to have Frank Gaffney and Brian Kennedy walking through, comparing this to, which I got a little bit in the other night with Jesse Waters and also on the show, comparing it to the Cold War. We win, they lose. Ronald Reagan's great moment. So we got Gaffney and Brian Kennedy from Claremont to walk through the structure of this war. We're at war, folks. Understand, they're at war with us. Information war, cyber war, information war. Unrestricted warfare. They're looking for total victory, okay? That's why, and I love the hashtag War Room Crew for light me up about my going too easy on Gates. Yes, he is a running dog. He's a running dog of the Chinese Communist Party and his masters in Beijing. This is a bad guy, okay? We're going to peel away Bill Gates. And he's got that whole nerd thing. He does the nerd thing. No. At your core, this is why the investigation, think Dr. Ben Carson. Dr. Ben Carson has to be the new head of the World Health Organization, a brilliant brain surgeon from Johns Hopkins University, one of our greatest medical institutions in the world, and certainly in the United States. We have to do a full investigation. President Trump's 100% correct. No more money to WHO. And the investigation has to drill down on the Gates Foundation, exactly what they're up to, where their money comes from, What other governments they've sucked into to draft? How much money the CCP? How much money does Yuan Shishan? How big a check does he stroke to Bill Gates? Okay, Bill Gates. How much are you? This is the whole establishment. It's all going to come out. It's all going to come out. Michael Pillsbury, Dr. Pillsbury wrote the great book, The 100-Year Marathon, which is the 2 ways to interpret. We're going to get a reading list up. Unrestricted warfare, which is a little dense, is Spalding's Stealth Wars and Dr. Pillsbury's 100-Year Marathon. Now, Dr. Pillsbury refers to me and others of my colleagues as the Super Hawks, right? Those are the guys who want to directly confront the Chinese Communist Party. I take that as a compliment, Dr. Pillsbury. He's on Maria Bartiromo this morning about this letter that went out today from the Committee on the Present Danger, talking about this issue that it's American, it's your money, it's your pension fund money, it's the military's money. Folks, this is what I want you to embrace. People say, Bannon, tell us what to do. Tell us what to do. Well, you got to we're going to put up more information, learn, study, and then you can start lighting up your congressmen and your senators to take action. Remember, it is all your money that did this. And what do I mean by that? It was Wall Street, but Wall Street just manages institutional money. What is institutional money? Institutional money is basically pension funds and insurance company cash, okay? Your insurance policies, your pension funds, basically what you put away for a rainy day to pass on to your kids to make sure that they've got some net worth and go forward. All of that money was what moved the factories to China. It's all those people, they're totally in business. And from their perspective, the business model works. The slave labor in China is certainly cheaper, right, than the serfs in the United States, although the serfs' labor is pretty cheap too, but not as cheap as the slave labor. So they moved it to the slave labor camp, and now they're defending him. Bill Gates has got to come clean. How much association does he have with the Chinese Communist Party? How much does the Gates Foundation take from the Chinese Communist Party? How in bed, and by the way, and eventually CDC and World Health, all of them, how much management, what did you have to do in the P2 lab? What did you have to do in the P4 lab? If Dr. Fauci and the infectious disease guys through the University of Texas at Galveston looks like has a $3.7 million program, we need to know that. We need to know that. We need to know all the details.
我要告诉你，这个时候你要看到川普总统的，大家要记住，香港的保护法案，包括台湾保护法案，从去年到现在，我们所有人的努力啊，可不是爆料革命所有人的努力，它是开启了先河，但是它没有行动。继玫瑰园讲话之后，我告诉大家，香港同胞，我再告诉香港同胞，第一个行动的就是香港，然后就是台湾。我今天可以向你们保证的说，玫瑰园讲话给美国官方不可逆转的跟共产党成了对立的关系。玫瑰园讲话开启了美国依法查封共产党及盗国贼财富的不可逆转对立的矛盾。真正的是官方确认了以美灭共、以法灭共的真正开始，真正的开始了我们爆料革命和法治基金喜马拉雅在6月4号以前绝对性的革命时刻。2周前他们说总统要开始讲话了啊，等好消息。说实在话，我不能说，我得闷住，得搂住。这就是这伟大的时刻，战友们，你们偷着乐去吧。